guys, I'm Steph and welcome back to my beauty stash. This week is going to be a week filled with love, and that's because we are 1 week away until Valentine's Day on Sunday, February 14th. So I decided that I wanted to dedicate all this week to creating easy, fun, hopefully gorgeous Valentine's Day looks for you all. Now, I know there's some of you out there who might be anti-Valentine's Day this year. No problem, I got you covered. Some of you might be also celebrating or just celebrating Galentine's with all of your girlfriends. And if that's the case, I got you too. And then if Valentine's Day is gonna be a little non-existent this year, whereas you're just staying home because that's probably the best thing to do right now, then I am going to show you a fun look that you can recreate for that special day. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be using the products that I already have in my stash. Some of you might have all of these products as well. For some of the videos, you might see me just doing my eyes, and sometimes I'll talk you through it. Sometimes you'll just watch me and I'll have some music playing in the background. So today, for example, I'm going to be doing a full face. So from primer to setting spray, we're going to cover everything. I have a couple products in here that I don't think I've used on camera yet, and I think a foundation that I've never used before. So there'll be some videos like that, some videos just, you know, with music in the background, and then, you know, we'll go from there. I have, let's see, I have 2 new product videos coming up. One is going to be the Marc Jacobs foundation, and the other is going to be the Urban Decay Wild West palette, which I'm thinking I'm going to use that palette to create Galentine's Day looks. So we'll see. There might be 1 or 2 days this week that you get 2 videos from me. Oh my goodness. So I am definitely going to be busy this week, and I hope you guys stick around and stay tuned and maybe recreate one of these looks for your special day, special weekend, whenever it is you all are going to be celebrating Valentine's Day. No matter what, guys, whether you have a Valentine's Day or not, Steph loves you over here. So guys, let's go ahead and get started with day number 1 of Valentine's Day week. Today is going to be a full face of high-end makeup, and I'm going to take you through the entire process. If you want to see me get ready for Valentine's Day, keep on watching. Alright guys, so the first thing that I want to do is look as flawless as possible. So I'm going to go in with the Farsali Skin Tune Blur Primer. This does a pretty decent job, guys, of concealing pores. It is in a dropper style, so I'm just going to press this in this area right here. I already have my morning skincare on, which of course includes SPF. You always gotta have that. I've always had good luck with this primer. I do recommend it if you have larger pores like I do. Makeup tends to sit well on top of it. And we're trying a new foundation today. Well, new to me foundation. It is the Natasha Denona Foundation X. Alright guys, so I picked up the Natasha Denona Foundation X. I want to say, did I get this? I think I got this during Black Friday, or maybe, no, I think it was sometime in December. Anyway, this is a full coverage foundation. It has like a little ball in there so that you can shake it up. And I went with shade 10Y Fair. I actually am a big fan of her Transfer Matte foundation. I have that in my stash, and I actually picked up a lighter shade in that one because I like it so much. But this is what Foundation X looks like. Let's see, is the camera gonna focus? There we go. It is a very runny foundation. So let me get my damp beauty blender and let's start bouncing. Oh yeah, that looks like a very good shade match for me. So this foundation is applying really, really well, and it's laying on my skin flawlessly. I don't know that I see a full coverage out of here. I definitely see a medium coverage, And I did try and build it up in this area already. So what I think I'm going to do is just go in with my usual spot concealer. But for my under eye area, I'm going to use the concealer I don't think I've used yet on my channel. I have used it before though. And this is a Pat McGrath concealer. This is her Skin Fetish Sublime concealer. And I use the shade F03 in this one. I have found that I don't always need to set this one. It's a pretty thick, let me see if I can use this to spot conceal. It's a pretty thick formula and it kind of does what I think a good job of setting on its own, but I'll leave that up to you. Everybody is different, especially when it comes to setting their makeup and their concealer. I know there's several of you out there that you don't like to set, you don't want powder anywhere under your eye area, totally understandable. You do what works best for you. You can definitely see that is a full coverage concealer, which I absolutely love. Right, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Huda Beauty Sugar Cookie Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. This is the place where foundation always tends to break down on me, so I want to make sure I pack on the powder in this area, especially because I am a normal to oily skin type, and I don't want to be a shining Valentine. I mean, I want to be a glowy Valentine, but I don't want to be an oil slick on Valentine's Day either. So now that I have my base products on, I'm going to spray a little bit of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This just helps everything to mesh together. And this is usually what I like to, just how I like to use that setting spray in particular. Now for bronzer, we're gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. And I use the shade 2 in this one. I'm taking that on a Rephr number 5, and I'm gonna start working my way up. This is a very goof-proof bronzer, meaning you can't really make any mistakes with it. So if you are fearful of bronzer, don't be. This is actually a really good one to start with. Yes, it is on the very pricey side, but you do get a nice large compact, and when you do purchase it again, you're only going to purchase the powder and not the actual component, so that cuts down on cost. I want to say the refill is about $38 or $39 versus paying $55 for the entire component. You be the judge. I thought that was pretty nice of Charlotte to do for us, especially because you guys know most of her items are luxury products, and I can't always afford to buy everything I like from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know about you guys, but seeing as how I try a lot of makeup, I gotta buy wisely and make sure I can spread myself across both drugstore and high-end and indie makeup brands. All right, so now let's jump on over to blush, and I have the two Natasha Denona Love collection. I have the duo, and then I have the one from last year, which is the cheek palette. This is the duo from this year, so you do get a cream blush and a nice shimmer, which is really, really pretty. It's like a multi-chrome shimmer. And then in this one, this is from last year, you do get 2 creams, and then you get those highlighters there as well. So let's see, I think what I'm going to do, I don't always like to do the cream on top of the blush or the powder bronzer and stuff, but let's try it. I know some of you do wear it that way. So I'm going to go in with the one from this year. Just start placing it here. This is like the perfect little pink with a hint of coral in it. Actually, I think it's called Pink Coral if I'm not mistaken, but to me, this is like the quintessential Valentine's Day blush. And the brush I'm using is from e.l.f. It's the Putty Blush Brush. I like a nice rosy cheek, especially on Valentine's Day. I want to be glowing. Put it right here in the middle, right down the apple of your cheek so that it can really show. That is how I like it. I do like to take my blush up here as well, especially because I have short hair and it'll really show, and it just kind of blends in with the highlighter as well. And I take my highlighter up as far as I can, wherever I can, because I love highlighter. Really pretty, and it did go over nicely over those powder products. Now, I'm gonna go in, this one is a cream product, and then these are powders down here. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the cream from the palette from last year, and I'm gonna focus that up here at the top, because this is definitely, look at that glow. And I want that glow up here, kind of even taking it upwards. And I'll diffuse it in a minute with my beauty sponge. Just focusing it on the very top. Let me take my sponge, just press that in. This step can be totally optional. I like a good little blush topper, and that's what this is. Now I'm gonna go back to the palette from this year, and I'm gonna use this shade to highlight. I'm using a Sigma F03 brush, and I'm focusing this mainly up here. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit in here. You'll see I carry this up here to my temples as well. Then I'm gonna do my nose. Again, this is optional too, but I like a good little highlight right here. And this is a multi-chrome highlight, so in the sun, in the light, wow, it's really gonna give your cheeks a very pretty effect. I don't know if you can see that there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Infinity powder. It looks like this. And I'm gonna dust this or brush this all over the face. Very nice, very glowy blush. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the Milk Hydro Setting Spray, Hydro Grip Set and Refresh, to kind of just lock all of this in. You do need to make sure you shake this really well, but this is a nice little fine mist. Really does just freshen and set the makeup, and I have enjoyed using it. I have the travel size on that one. Okay, so I'm gonna take care of brows off camera, and I'm also gonna do my eyeshadow primer, and then we're gonna get into creating this Valentine's Day eye look. All right, guys, the brows are on, and I've also went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. That is already on my eyelids. So now let's get started creating today's look. I pulled out 3 different palettes. I pulled out 2 of the Natasha Denona mini palettes. This is the Mini Love Story palette for 2021. And then I also pulled out the Mini Zendo palette, which was released in late 2020. And the palette that I think I'm leaning more towards using is the ABH Norvina Volume 4 eyeshadow palette. And in case you're unfamiliar, that's what the shades in there look like. I think we got a lot of pinks and browns and glitter and sparkle in there to create something fun and festive for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to start first with this one. I have a feeling I'm just going to stick with this larger palette. I'm going to be using, I think, primarily rougher brushes. All right, so I'm going to take the shade E1, and I'm going to buff that into my crease. Really just kind of blowing it out in the outer portion. You'll see I'm using like larger circles. That's just because I'm trying to diffuse it, especially at the edges. So we have a nice blown out effect. As well, I want it to be pink. I still want it to be soft. I have not dipped back in. This is just everything that I had originally picked up and just blending it. Now I'm going to go into the shade C5 right here, and I'm going to be working that on the outer corner as well as into the crease. And I'm using the F03 brush. I'll pick up a little bit more right in here. I like this brush a lot because you can blend and pack on all at the same time. It's just like the perfect little shape to get right in here, or to do this maneuver, whatever you need. That is so, so fun. Okay, so now what I want to do is, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick to this ABH palette, guys. I don't want to, if you're trying to recreate this look, I don't want you jumping around from palettes maybe that you have or don't have. So to deepen up the outer corner, I'm going to take a little bit of this shade right here. This one is E4. And I'm really just going to focus that on the outer portion and ever so slightly into the crease, just to kind of define the crease a little bit better. And I'm going to be using a F13 for that. Not too much. I don't want this to be too dark, but I do want to give it a little bit of dimension. Also kind of define my crease a little bit. I'm just going to go back in with that second brush I was using, the #1, just to kind of blend this out at the edges. No added product or anything. All right, so I think we got a nice blend going on. For the lower lash line, I want to go ahead and take care of that right now. The lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade C5 right here, which is what I used in the crease. And I'm taking that on a F02. Now I'm not going to drag it all the way, just kind of like 3/4. Now I'm going to go back in with shade E1, and I'm just going to run that along the bottom of where I placed C5. Just to kind of brighten it up a little bit and kind of just smoke it out ever so slightly without making it get too dark. I'm going to bring this one in as well. I'm going to go back in with E4, and I'm going to tight line that on the lower lash line. All right, so now let's decide what we're going to do for a lid shade. I see this, there's a pressed glitter in here, but I'm not going to use the pressed glitter just because I know not a lot of people like pressed glitters. And I also see this really pretty shade A2 right here, which is a fun like pink sparkle moment. And then of course we have some like gold and bronze shades, but I really want to keep this like an all pink look. I'm going to go in with shade A2 right here, and I am going to spray my brush. I love how it's like a pink and purple shift there. Really, really nice. Now I'm going back in with the darker shade, which was E4, just to kind of blend these two shades together. This shade right here, E2, is like a topper shade. Where is it? E2 right here. So I'm going to get a little bit with my finger. That's what it looks like there. And I'm just going to press that here. Let me add a little bit of, I'm going to go in with shade A1 right here. And I'm going to add that to my inner corner. And I'm going to spray it. What do you guys think? I'm really loving the look. I am going to take care of eyeliner and lashes off camera, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished result. Alright guys, so this is a completed eye look. I added some House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. I went in with a little bit of this new Lancome Lash Idol Mascara, which is not my favorite, but since I was applying lashes, I thought, you know what, no big deal on that. I added a little bit of black liquid liner to the top lash line. I also tight lined under my waterline with a black pencil liner. And then for the lower waterline, I went in with this ColourPop gel liner. I don't know what the shade is. It kind of rubbed off, but it's the only white liner that I'm sure they have. And that is the completed look. Oh, for lips. For lips, I added the Natasha Denona Amorosa lip color. This is the one that is new for 2021. This also made my January favorites. On me, guys, I think this is like the perfect nude lip shade. I keep it right here. It lives right here in front of me, so I'm always reaching for it. And then just to add some glossiness to it, I went in with the Fenty Gloss Bomb, and this one is in the shade Diamond Milk. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my face a final spritz, and I'm going to go in with the Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. One word of caution, always spray this, well, shake it really well, but then always spray first on your hand, because those initial droplets, I don't know if you can see them right there, they're a little bit large and you don't want that on your face. This setting spray just gives a beautiful, beautiful finish to the skin. This was one of my favorites in 2020. This is easily one of my favorite Hourglass products, and I'm really happy. It's expensive, but it's worth it. I just think it looks beautiful. It makes the makeup look beautiful as well. All right, guys, so this is the completed look using all high-end products to create your next Valentine's Day look. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Is this a look that you would consider wearing? What would you change about it? Maybe you wouldn't wear the lashes, or maybe you wouldn't go so sparkly on the lid, although I do think sparkles and Valentines go hand in hand. Whatever it is, guys, I know whatever look you're going to create is going to look fabulous. All of the products I used will be linked in the description box down below. Some of them might be affiliate links, so if you do end up purchasing, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Guys, this is just day one of this 7 days of love fest here in Steph's Beauty Stash. I hope you come back tomorrow to check out day 2 and what Valentine's Day look I have in store for you next. You guys have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.